Setting up an educational informational server on Windows. First off, for installing Kiwix, click on the link on the document that will bring you to the Kiwix site directly on the download page. Scroll down to where you see Kiwix for Windows and click on the download button. It should then download through your internet browser. In my case, I am using Google Chrome, so I have it shown on the top right-hand side on the down arrow symbol. Once it is finished downloading, you'll open the File Explorer. Under this PC, then click on Downloads, and the file should be downloaded there. Right-click once on that downloaded file and press Extract All or Extract Here, and wait till it finishes extracting the files. After it finished extracting, open the folder by double left-clicking into it, and find the file kiwix-desktop.exe, which has a Kiwix icon on the side of the name. Then open it to see if the Kiwix will run. A new window will pop up and it will be the main page of Kiwix. After, close Kiwix and go back to the Kiwix folder and scroll down to find an application called vc_redist.x64. Double left click it to open and a new window will open asking you to agree and install. In my case, I already have it installed, so I just click Repair to make sure it is working fine. It will probably take a little while, so just wait a few seconds or a minute depending on your computer. Once successful, click the Close button and continue to the next step, which is number 7. Going back to the same Kiwix application file in the File Explorer, find the Kiwix-desktop again with the Kiwix icon. Right-click on it once and press on Create Shortcut. After, left-click on the shortcut you just made and drag it to your desktop. Then, click to your desktop and rename the shortcut to just Kiwix-desktop to make it easier. Make sure it works by double-clicking into it so that the Kiwix opens up. Next, you will download educational context onto Kiwix. Educational information can be copied onto Kiwix in multiple ways. It can be downloaded directly from the internet or be copied from a specially prepared USB memory stick with a library, educational content, or another computer which has already converted to an educational information server. If you do not have a memory stick with this content or existing educational information server, you can try out the Kiwix Information Server app by downloading a small package. Here is an example. We will download a small educational channel called EDU Tech Wikibook. So first you will click onto the link provided in the guide. It will direct you to the link to this exact book. Then click on the download button, which is highlighted, and click on Direct to start the download. Wait till the download is done. Once it is done, go into your Kiwix application file and create a new folder called Kiwix Serve. Then go to your downloads and find the EDU Tech Wikibook you just downloaded, and it will be a .zim file. After, right-click that file and click on Cut. Now go back to your Kiwix application file and into your folder you just created called Kiwix Serve and right-click it to paste. The next step is to launch Kiwix on your desktop. After it is launched, there should be 3 dots to the top right corner, and click on Settings, which has a cog icon on the side. Then at the download directory line, you will have to make sure that it is directed to the folder you just created earlier. So click on Browse and find the exact folder directory. After finding it, click on Select Folder and it will prompt you asking if you want to change the directory, and you click on OK. Next, click on the folder icon on the top right corner, which is right beside the 3 dots. And then you'll find your .zim file in your Kiwix Serve folder and click on Open. Next is installing Hotspot Lite, which the guide has a link that will direct you to the Microsoft Store. Then click on Download. Once it is finished, you will click on the installer and a window will pop up to start installing. In my case, it was not letting me install, so I directly went to the Microsoft Store app that was defaulted on my laptop and searched for Hotspot Lite there instead. Then I opened the app to make sure it was correctly downloaded. After, I click on the Windows button on the bottom left corner, and under Recently Added, Hotspot Lite was there. I right-clicked it and moved to Start. This is just for future easy access purposes. Then you'll also drag it onto your desktop. Then right-click the desktop one to rename it to Hotspot Lite without any spaces in between. Next step is downloading Kolibri. Go onto your browser and search Kolibri Download on Google. It should be the one from Learning Equality Organization. Under Windows, click on the Download.exe button. After it finished downloading, go to File Explorer, go to Downloads, and find the Kolibri.exe file. Double left click on it and it will ask you to select a language. If it's defaulted to English, then click OK. During setup, it will ask you where you want the Kolibri folder to be located and press the Next button. It will ask you the name of the program's shortcut and the default is Kolibri, so click Next. Then click Install. This may take a few minutes to install. Once it is done, click Finish. Kolibri will then open up in your browser since it was checked to launch it. When Kolibri opens, it will prompt you to set up by asking you a series of questions. Then create a login for admin. I just put admin for username and password as the password for default. It will then log in and you will be brought to the library menu of Kolibri. Refer to step F, download a small educational channel on Kolibri. Follow the steps to downloading an example channel to download on Kolibri. Same as Kiwix, educational information can also be copied onto a computer for use by Kolibri in multiple ways. It can be downloaded directly from the internet or be copied from a specifically prepared USB memory stick with a library of educational content or another computer which has already been converted to an educational information server. Click on the link and it will direct you to the channel called Blockly Games. Click on the three horizontal lines, which is the menu button on the top left side. A sidebar menu will pop up and you click on Device, and right under the device is the Channels page. Click on that. Now you will need to import channels. Click on Import and have a source selected. In this case, Kolibri Studio Online, then hit Continue. Then search for the channels you are looking for, and in this case it is Blockly Games. Once you've found the channel, scroll down a little and find the Select All button. Click on it to select all the resources in this specific channel to download. Click the Import button on the bottom right to start downloading. This may take a long time, so you may just leave it running while you work on other things and come back to it in a few minutes. Depending on how big the files are, it may take up to a few hours. After it is completed, next is importing in a different way, by token this time. So go back to the Channels page and click on Import again, and Kolibri Studio Online. Then there should be a button called Import with Token, and click on it. After, go back to the Kolibri guide, and it says token for this Climate Solutions channel is called KITON-KATIN. So you would type that token name and hit Continue. Then, like previously, scroll slightly down and check the Select All box to select all the resources to import, and click on the Import button on the bottom right to start downloading. This will also take a long time, so wait since this is a much bigger file than Blockly Games. So while it is downloading, let's set up the server portion. Back to the original guide on step E called Setting Up the Educational Information Server. Open up Command Prompt by pressing the Windows button on the bottom left of your screen and search for Command Prompt and hit Enter. Then type in cd space C:\users /owners /desktop. In my case, my name on this computer is M-I-C-H-E, so I will enter that in the space of owners. After, type in dir and it will list out all your apps in your desktop available. Make sure Kiwix Desktop, Kolibri, and Hotspot Lite are on the list of directories listed in Desktop. If they are not on it, in my case Kolibri was not there, simply press the Windows button on the bottom left and search for the app that you are missing. Then right-click the file and go to More and open the file location. Then right-click on the app and create a shortcut to Desktop. After, go back to Command Prompt and retype in dir to see if your app has successfully created a shortcut on your desktop. Once that is done, go to your desktop and right-click, hover over the New tab, and click on the text document. You are going to name this text document Start Hotspot Lite Delay. Go back to the guide and copy the text that is provided and paste it onto the text document that you have just created. Then open this file by double-clicking it or open it with Notepad. Now this is important, change all the owner word, which is in the third and last lines, to the same name of your computer that you did earlier when typing into the command prompt. After that is done, save the file by either pressing keys Ctrl and S together or go to File and click Save. Then you can close the file. Next, we need to find the startup folder. To do that, you need to press the Windows key and R together, and this will prompt a small window on the bottom left of your screen called Run. Then type in shell:startup and press OK. After, the startup folder will pop up. Now you will need to move the text file you created earlier into the startup folder. Go to your desktop and find the text file. Click it once and drag it to the startup folder. Click on the View tab near the top of the startup folder window. Make sure that the file name extensions is checked. If it is not, please check the box. Then rename the text file you have just dragged into the startup folder, right-click the file and click on Rename, then just change the .txt to .bat. You will get a warning, but you click Yes to change it. Double-click on that file and a command prompt window will pop up. You just press any key to let it run. It will then open the Hotspot Lite application, and it is supposed to open both Kiwix and Kolibri too. For that to happen, you will need to copy Kiwix Desktop and Kolibri shortcuts to this startup folder. For my case, I also had an error indicating that it cannot locate the Kiwix Desktop shortcut. I had to rename it to a capital K instead of the name, and that worked. Next step is to launch Kiwix, and then click on the three dots on the top right and click on Local Kiwix Server. You will need to change the 8080 to 8081 because Kolibri uses 8080. Then start Kiwix Server and it will alert you to allow Kiwix to communicate on these networks. Click Allow Access to proceed. And you can open the web browser and the Kiwix server is ready to go. Now, going back to Kolibri Task Manager, Climate Solutions should be close to done, downloading, or possibly done. After, make sure the Kolibri server works. Use the browser link displayed on Kiwix, but changing the number to 8081 instead. It should prompt you to the Kolibri login page, and you enter the credentials you signed up with in earlier. Then, it should have your 2 channels imported to your Kolibri account. And that is how to install Kiwix and Kolibri servers.